the most likely transmission route?
I already knew this.
Critical pieces of evidence we looked at was interviews with the vendors in the market, the Huanan seafood market, where the first cases of COVID were associated, the first big
You know what, maybe I didn't know.
What we found were those vendors were bringing animals in from across China, from the places where the nearest viruses are found in bats, and they were also selling animals that were known coronavirus reservoirs. So that's a real clue, a real potential pathway opened up. Now we need to do more.
Those wet markets are pretty disgusting.
But we think that is
I'm not
the
gonna
most
lie.
likely right now pathway that this virus could have taken.
What does that suggest in terms of the future? I mean, these wet markets are not going to go away in countries, even in rural China, as you know. I mean, refrigeration doesn't exist to that extent, so there are going to be live markets like this. They exist in Africa. Are we in danger?
Yep, sure are.
Well, it needs to be really looked at closely. This is a high-risk activity. People have been saying that for many, many years. Don't forget, the original SARS virus emerged in exactly this way. There is technology to produce refrigeration at that scale that could be used. It's a cultural issue. Is there a willingness of people to change their cultural habits? And what we've seen in China is the government of China on the 24th of February, in the middle of the outbreak in Wuhan,
Corona zombie.
all of the wildlife farms where these species are bred, farmed into the market, should be closed down. So it is possible to act. It is possible to shift. It requires a deep understanding of why people do this, but we need to get to grips with that.
Let me ask you about some of the questions people have pointed to you personally, which is that you have worked with the Institute of Virology in Wuhan, that you have done research projects with them. The Trump administration proposed other Americans to the WHO and they rejected them and chose you. And the implication, obviously, is that you are biased, that you have, in a sense, a kind of conflict of interest.
Right, and my relationship working with the Wuhan Institute of Virology is public. We've been publishing papers for 15 years on this issue. Our funding comes from the federal government to do this work. It's sanctioned by the US government. And so if you want to bring together a group of experts,
it could have still came from a lab. I mean, who knows, really? But then again, it really could come from animals.
We've been working in China for 15 years.
Fucking bats, especially.
With the same scientists that we need to talk to. And that was my role in the team, and I think I brought value to that. The decisions of who should join the team were entirely WHO's, not mine, and I simply volunteered like many other scientists around the world.
Peter Dash, pleasure to have you on. I hope we can have you on when we get to the next step and learn more about this virus.
Absolutely free.
Thank you. Next on GPS